Well, there won't be any relaxing or unwinding this weekend for Illinois legislators. They're heading into the holiday weekend, as always, with a jam-packed to-do list, and they've got through Monday, Memorial Day, to get it all done. Amanda Vinicky is in Springfield and joins us now with more. Amanda, legislators have been meeting all week on any number of things. Where are things at?
Well, Paris, the big ticket items, those are still in the works. Ethics legislation, a major energy package, and we'll actually be talking later in the program with Governor J.B. Pritzker's lead negotiator on that, and also the budget. Illinois' budget picture is actually rosier than expected given the pandemic, with revenues coming in higher than fiscal forecasters had originally predicted, and then plus the state getting $7.5 billion from the federal government in COVID relief funding. Republican legislators say given that, there is no need for, I have a piece of paper that fits on the ground, but a whole package of $932 million annually in what the governor calls corporate loopholes. But Senator Jill Tracy, a Republican, says it wasn't all that long ago that the governor actually signed some of these corporate loopholes into law as part of a bipartisan infrastructure deal.
And ones that he championed around the state as essential job creation tools. Unfortunately, what he once viewed as valuable job creation incentives, he now calls loopholes in his effort to reverse his position. Let me be clear, any tax increase as part of this year's budget must be off the table.
So now the fate of those taxes, here they are, got that paper. That is still unknown. Among them is one that regards private school scholarships. So private school administrators and parents are really fighting to keep in place the current tax credit that goes to donors for helping to fund these private school scholarships. Also wrestling over how to use that COVID relief money. You know, pretty much every interest, and there are plenty of them here at the Capitol, has a demand. Latino legislators say they want some of that money to be dedicated to immigration welcome centers and programs.
Programs that have been imperative in our response to the COVID-19 pandemic, as these programs have literally been lifelines for individuals and families locked out of federal relief funds for rental assistance. We are also working to continue to expand eligibility for Medicaid for undocumented older adults.
Years ago, we passed tobacco.
So the spending plan, that is still unresolved, but there has been, Paris, a whole lot of action under the Capitol Dome. I'm kind of envisioning a bunch of bills like a flock of seagulls floating and flying over to Governor Pritzker's office for him to eventually take action on. So I'm going to highlight a few of them right now. One makes June 19th, that's Juneteenth, a state holiday.
And it marks the day when the federal troops arrived in Galveston, Texas in 1865 to take control of the state and ensure that all enslaved people be free. It was the time when the end of chattel slavery was done away with in this country.
Now, also passing with bipartisan backing, an extension of a law passed during the pandemic that allows establishments to serve cocktails to go. This time, though, wine also is allowed to be taken to go. And the plan also lets bars, through part of the summer anyway, give patrons a free drink if they show proof of a COVID vaccination. Now, you're going to see an exchange between Representative Keith Wheeler, who's actually on camera, with the measure's sponsor, Representative Mike Zaleski, who you can't see on cam.
Is it a shot for a shot? Is that how we're looking at it, Mike?
A shot for a shot and a beer. It's got many permutations, but it's designed to help people get vaccinated.
Well, in this case, I say let's give it a shot. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, sir.
You hear those groans of good-natured groaning of humor there, but backers say that this is actually something that could make a serious impact.
I think this is a great initiative to really do two things that are important in our communities right now. One is to support the food and beverage industry, these restaurants and bars that were so dramatically impacted over the course of the last year and are now starting to reopen their doors to invite people back in to your local watering hole to see friends and family and neighbors get together once again. This is a great way to do that. And it also at the same time is promoting an important public health initiative of promoting vaccination.
Now, that is just a sip, a flavor, if you will, of the measures that passed. Also passing a bill that we've reported on that aims to ban schools from restricting students' hairstyles. So think afros and braids. And then you have other pieces of legislation that are still held up, like an elected school board for CPS, negotiations ongoing there. And then a plan has stalled to require mandatory fingerprinting and background checks whenever someone applies for a state gun license, a FOID or fire owner's identification card. Illinois is already very behind on issuing these FOID cards to the point that the state is facing numerous lawsuits over it. But backers say that this measure is about violence prevention. They call it the Block Illegal Ownership or BIO bill.
You can look at your newspaper, you can turn on the news, you can ask your neighbor, you can ask children in your community. Why do we need to pass the bio bill? Because we need to do our one job, and that is to save the lives of our children and our community members.
So some of those stalled measures, there is still time for them to quickly pass, with session carrying through Monday. One to watch out for: there is an effort to repeal an Illinois law that requires parental notification before anyone under the age of 18 can have an abortion. By the way, just before we went on air, we've been talking a lot this week about redistricting. Democrats unveiled new maps for the Illinois House and the Senate. They say they've taken into account feedback that they received yesterday and Tuesday. Haven't had the chance to look them over yet to see if that will do anything to assuage a lot of the complaints from the GOP and from a lot of community organizations. Also on the docket for this weekend, as I noted earlier, that major energy package, and we will be back later in the program with Deputy Governor Christian Mitchell to learn more about it. So for now, back to you.
Amanda, with those maps, like we talked about last night, that first pass was kind of a strategy to then come back with another version saying, hey, we listened to everybody. Anyway, thank you very much. We'll see you in just a bit.
And here it is.